Well, you're hearing headlines about the hackpot out in Las Vegas, where a bunch of people had some problems even getting into their hotel rooms, let alone trying to place a bet on a electronic machine of sorts. And then you're hearing also people impacted by some kind of cybersecurity issue with HSHS St. John's Hospital and the hospital group across the state experiencing an outage of sorts. But even on a local, even more personal level, you might get a notification on your credit reports that there's an alert that your email address and your email password has been exposed on the deep web, also known as the dark web. These are things that you as an individual need to be concerned about, but also if you're a business owner, absolutely something you need to be concerned about as well. And that's why there's a free event coming up Wednesday, October 11th. Stephanie Fuller is the director of the Information Technology Society for Education. She joins us today to talk about the event, but also the importance of getting the latest intel when it comes to cybersecurity. Stephanie, thanks for taking time with us this morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So obviously this is a big issue. You heard me lay out some of the top headline stories about the hackpot, they're calling it, over in Las Vegas, to even locally the HSHS St. John's Hospital, cybersecurity issues. How dire is the situation out there, especially for businesses?
Well, I think it's always been dire, but it just continues to increase in threat. And we're getting to see from a very personal, local level, the damage it can do, right? And so our event that the Information Technology Society for Education is hosting is a free cybersecurity event. This is our second event. We're really excited to host. And the topics will be the importance of cyber threat intelligence. We are so lucky to have two guest speakers, one of which is from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Tony Collins is a cybersecurity advisor with the Department of Homeland Security. And our second speaker is Gabe Lewis, who is a cybersecurity intelligence officer with the Statewide Terrorism and Intelligence Center in the Division of Criminal Investigation at ISP, Illinois State Police. That is something that everyone needs to be aware of. The Statewide Terrorism Intelligence Center, it's called the STIC, S-T-I-C. Those are the folks that whenever you have a ransomware incident or you suspect some sort of cybersecurity incident with your business, those are the folks you need to be contacting. And so it's really important that we're going to hear from Gabe Lewis and kind of talk about the importance of the intelligence of cyber threats, but also what do you do when you suspect you have been hacked, or if you have been hacked, or if you receive that god-awful ransomware notification, because we need to be reporting those to the STIC so that way everyone can address it as quickly and effectively as possible.
Obviously, consumer data could be at stake, let alone operations of your business could be at stake. So you don't want to be locked out of vital services that you may access on the web, to databases of information on purchases or credit card information. I mean, all of this stuff is vulnerable in this digital age we live in. Obviously, this is going to be an important event, and that's going to be October 11th at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Hotel. What time does it start?
Registration is 8:30 to 9, and the event will run from 9 a.m. until noon.
So get there, make sure that you get the information you need to ensure that you are protected, and you'll hear some of the latest from experts in the field when it comes to data security and cybersecurity. In the meantime, Jennifer, or I apologize, Stephanie. In the meantime, Stephanie, what can people do now? Between now and when you have your free event to go over this?
Well, let's just start with changing your password and making sure it's a smart password, making sure it's at least 15 characters. While it can be frustrating for folks to constantly be changing their password, it is important. It's also important that you don't save your password automatically into when you log into a system. If it's extremely important that you're backing up your data, because even if you're backing up your data, if you are saving your password, so your backup has your password automatically saved, if someone is hacking into your computer, they have free reign to get into all of that. So they can eliminate your backup. So you really need to be aware of how you're saving your data. You need to be aware how you're accessing your data, and you need to be securing it with secure passwords, special characters, at least 15 characters, all of the things to make sure that you are safe. I know we're on computers all day. We take for granted how easy it is to get in and get out, but we really need to be cognizant, especially those who have what we call PII, personally identifiable information, or PHI, public health or personal health information. Those two categories of information are especially vulnerable, and actually have additional protections. And so we need to be very cognizant of how we're protecting our data and how we're accessing our systems and how we're keeping all of those whose data we have in our possession as business owners, that we're keeping them all safe.
I'm talking with Stephanie Fuller. She is the Executive Director of the Information Technology Society for Education, and that's going to be a free event October 11th at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Hotel. Again, free. All right, so if you're an IT professional, this is extremely important. So they need to let their supervisors know they're taking at least, half the day or the full day off to ensure that they're up to date with the latest information.
Absolutely. So yes, the registration is 8:30 to 9. The event is 9 to noon. So half a day, just a couple hours of your time to get the latest information from the experts from the Department of Homeland Security and from the Statewide Terrorism Intelligence Center. We'd love to have you. We do request registration just so we make sure we have enough seats for everyone. You can register for free at www.itse.education, EDUCATION. Spell the whole thing out. And we'll get you registered. We also have sponsorships available. If an entity would like to be a sponsor, that's $250 to be a sponsor without a table. If you'd like to set up a table at the event, that sponsorship is only $300. We try to make everything as accessible and as financially feasible for our sponsors, and then of course free for all those that want to attend.
Wednesday, October 11th. Put it on your calendar. It is at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Hotel, where the Information Technology Society for Education is going to be presenting some experts in the space of cybersecurity, especially for those businesses. And again, this is more geared towards those businesses, not individuals per se. However, a lot of what the businesses deal with and accessing information online, very similar to how individuals access information online.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone can benefit from this. I mean, it is geared towards businesses. However, everyone will get something out of this because, to your point, securing data is securing data, whether it's personal or through a business. And
these headlines as of late really kind of, in a way, bring the issue into more focus. Right. So it's something that may make a headline from time to time, but you don't want your business to be that headline. So it's one of these things where you've got to get there. It's free. Stephanie, this is free.
It is so free. Absolutely free. Please come.
So
we're excited.
Make it happen. All right. Wednesday, October 11th. Registration begins at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
All right. And it goes until 9. And you'll be able to, I imagine, even network. You'll be able to get some information from these professionals, from the state police and from the Department of Homeland Security. Because part of this also is reporting, right? I mean, if it happens to you,
absolutely,
don't fester in that victimhood mentality. There are experts and law enforcement on the scene to be able to take your reports and get to the bottom of all this.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And that's, again, why we're so excited to have representatives also from Homeland Security, but also the Statewide Terrorism Intelligence Center, because that's who you report to. So we're really going to get some good information as far as if this happens to you, or if it were to happen in the future, what do you do? What are your steps? Instead of after you get done freaking out for a second, what is the next best step for you to do? And that involves reporting to both of these entities.
Stephanie Fuller, Executive Director of the Information Technology Society for Education. Give us details one last time.
All right. So October 11th, 2023, registration 8:30 to 9. The event is 9 to noon at the Presidential Abraham Lincoln Hotel in Springfield, which is at 701 East Adams Street. We'd love to have you. Registration's free, itse.education, and sponsorships are also available. So please join us. We're going to learn some great things about the importance of cyber threat intelligence.
Again, the website, itse.education. itse.education, and spell out education all the way out, and you'll be able to register there. Stephanie Fuller, Executive Director of the Information Technology Society for Education. October 11th is that free event. Greatly appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much for having us.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and